I'm Olivia Squizzle, and I just listened to The Life of a Showgirl. Well, some of it, because, let's be honest, I wasn't listening to the entirety of some of those songs. Will I end up enjoying some of them? Yes. Because Taylor Swift's over-dramatic style lends itself well to TikTok edits, and let's be honest, that's where I get half of my music taste from. But the mediocrity aside, I want to talk about Taylor Swift's rise and fall. You might be thinking, fall? What fall? Well, the fall would be just her music not being good anymore. There's a reason Taylor Swift is famous. She worked very hard and created good music for years. Then she became mainstream enough that she can keep her fame without keeping the quality. So, she just doesn't keep the quality because she doesn't have to. And I feel like we should hold her to a higher standard. We shouldn't let her get #1 charting singles with songs that should not be #1 charting singles. She says things that should be ironic, I think, but she says them so seriously it physically hurts. And a lot of her songs on this album, it sounded like they were sampled from other songs, which she has, sued people over their songs sounding like her music when they, literally didn't. And I just think, I think there's some sort of conversation to be had about what is going on with Taylor Swift's music. I've heard a lot of people say the phrase, CTE by proxy. That's a little funny. But what I would like to say is I genuinely believe that anyone with any musical past or any musical knowledge or any interest in music could be Taylor Swift right now. Not in the sense of her fame, but with her status, platform, and money. I think anyone could make an album at least as good as hers. And I think that's a little embarrassing because I think if I had the money and the platform that she does, I have access to any producer I wanted to work with, the access to any co-writers I wanted to work with, the access to basically any other musicians I wanted to work with. I think I could pull it off. And I think most people could pull it off. And I think that's really sad because I think there's a lot of people that will never get the platform that, if given the platform, would be a lot better. So I would encourage you to, listen to something else this week. Listen to smaller artists. Give someone else a chance because I don't think Taylor Swift is some sort of, savior figure or something. She has this complex that she's always the victim and always I'm so bad. And it's then be good? You're supposed to be this rich, famous, philanthropist. You're supposed to be an inspiration to little girls. And you're not. You're talking about how you steal people's mans and you're a bad person. And it's well, maybe you are. Have you thought of that? And I'm not coming on here to just dig on Taylor Swift because I think I enjoy a lot of her music. But I think there's just something wrong with our culture, the way we praise her. It's a little concerning. And it's not just Taylor Swift. I think it's weird when we praise a lot of mediocrity. And speaking of that, I would like to touch on something that I think my fans will appreciate. And that is Tilly Norwood, this AI actress. I'm putting actress in quotations because I don't believe that AI can be art. And I don't believe that AI will ever be an actress. I think we need to stand up to mediocrity. And I think we need to stand up to people thinking that they can get away with less than their heart. I think that's the important thing. If Taylor Swift is genuine and thinks that this is from her heart and soul, I guess that's good for her. But this AI slop we're being fed on the other end of things. I'm not saying Taylor Swift does it. Maybe she does. I don't know. But this AI slop we're being fed with these AI actors being introduced, it is harmful, but it doesn't have to be, because we can say no. We can look at that and say absolutely not. Who is watching that? Not me. Are you watching it? You better not be. Because if you want any heart left in the world, you need to stand up to mediocrity. And I'm not saying everyone has to be perfect. I'm saying everyone has to have heart and genuine love for what they're doing. Whenever I go and I watch a school play or a school musical, I don't hold it to a standard of like, were they pitch perfect or were they awesome on everything. I'll cut you a lot of slack if it looks like you're having fun and you love what you're doing. And that's something that AI will never have. AI will never be able to replicate the heart and soul of performers and the human creativity and the love for what they do of artists. And I hope that people see that and they stand up to the mediocrity of AI. And I hope they stand up to the mediocrity of these big name artists that create music just to make money, or just to stay mainstream, or just because. And look at people that have genuine heart behind them and want to do what they're doing. Because there's so many people that you could be giving a platform to, that you could be genuinely helping, and yet we're choosing to like bow down to like Taylor Swift. And it's like, but we could lend a helping hand to someone and let someone else chase their dreams. Taylor Swift has enough money. She could never work a day in her life ever again, and she would be fine. She does not need our money. She doesn't need our help. Other people do. Taylor Swift will be fine. She might continue to write cringy music and say that she's being canceled, but she'll be fine. So I think we need to look at this album and look at this AI takeover and think about what we can do in our personal life to support real artists. Go out whenever you see an open mic, whenever you see a local singer performing, whenever you see local art events and live theater, support it. Things on the internet become harder and harder to tell if it's genuine and if it's AI or not, and it becomes harder to support things through a screen. But there is still art alive in front of you all the time. And I would strongly urge you to go find it in your real life. I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was kind of like two topics thrown into one, but they were just both things that I kind of wanted to talk about. And I think it's just an important thing. And I think, as sole creator of media, I think you should just consume my content. I don't think you need anything else. I think what I am giving you is sufficient. I think stand up to mediocrity and instead listen to trash. Because at least my trash is genuine, and I'm not a billionaire. Bye!